there was so much backlash.
Yeah.
People were saying, "Oh, this season was rigged for her." Blah 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 blah. What are your thoughts about that and how and people saying that?
Well, Bob was leading a lot of that.
Monét Talks. Everybody come sit down, let's have a chat. Monét Talks. Living life gossip, chop it up, this or that. Monét Talks. Get comfortable with me, cause you on the show. We just wanna know where you been, who you been with. Monét Talks.
Today, we welcome a Southern belle with a rhinestone resume and more comebacks than a farewell tour. She's a self-proclaimed glamour toad who turned camp into currency, vocals into victory laps, and a theater pedigree into pop culture permanence. From Drag Race to scene-stealing scenes in Dumpling and a spooky witchy cameo in Hocus Pocus 2, she's proof that grit, glitter, and gospel harmonies can move mountains. It's my good sis, Miss Ginger Minj.
Well, hello.
Hi, Ginger.
You said pedigree, and I was like, oh, she thinks I'm a dog.
Never, girl.
Just a bitch.
Okay, Ginger, first of all, I mean, I've seen you a few times in person, but you look the fuck good.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, too.
You do, girl.
Girl, because there's a lot of people. We just posted those pictures from the season 18 premiere red carpet.
Don't, Ginger.
No, I will say 99.9% of them are lovely.
Yeah.
But there's the ones that are like, who is this?
I
Who
can't.
is shit? You look terrible. Get fat again. I'm
I
like,
can't.
I'm fine fat. I'm fine this way. Girl, I just love myself.
Oh, no, you're great. Also, I feel like you changed your makeup, too.
I'm wearing less.
Oh, but yeah.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
Because we just filmed Stop That Train.
Girl.
Where those makeup artists put just a whisper of makeup on us. The first couple days was jarring.
I mean, and you did the whole thing. I just did one day. I was
You
there for
did one day.
Yeah. But being there the whole
time. But I'm going to tell you, like, the end of the first week, Juju and I are sitting next to each other looking at the monitor, and we're like, oh, bitch. I mean, I feel a little pussy right now. So we made a pact that we would start wearing less cosmetics.
I mean, but also I feel like you come from like the pageant. Before you were giving us like rakaka, like I'm painting for across the street. If someone is in a jet plane, they can see me from the sky. And now you're giving us just
well, being 5'3.5", you know, you got to get the attention any way you can.
Yeah,
and sometimes that was if you can't send the flare, you got to flare the cheek. But no, I'm feeling like,
and I feel you changed up your whole aesthetic too. It feels like
there's my whole hanging out, my aesthetic. I felt like it was. By the time I won All Stars 10, I felt like that whole chapter of my life could finally be closed. It could be put to rest.
Yeah.
And I could move forward and try new things.
Yeah.
And I made myself a promise that, like, no matter how that season shook out, I was going to just do things I wanted to do when it was done.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I was the other day. I was I was perusing through Disney Plus, and I saw our Halloween
Drag extravaganza.
Can I tell y'all? So, if in case you're living under a rock, I know Halloween is gone, but Ginger, Minj, and I, we co-starred and hosted the Halloween Drag Extravaganza, which we filmed it 2 years, 3. I don't even know.
I think it was 3.
It was 3 years
point.
ago. Yeah. And I had to tell you, it was such a dope experience. It was one of my favorite things that I was hoping, I was praying to God. I was lighting a candle. I was praying that we would get a second one.
And then they played in our faces by putting it up there and saying season 1, episode 1.
Hello.
And I was like, I mean, I guess they do that for everything, but
still, I was like, oh, is season 2 going to be so good? It was so fun.
It was so fun. The production value was insane. They treated us like gold.
Yes.
And we look good. We look the fuck good.
Like, and I think that's something that a lot of people can say about Ginger Minj, which I say about you all the time. Ginger Minj is the most professional queen I know.
Well,
She's always on time, and you're like, you always know your lines. You're always ready to go. And I know because sometimes I'll sit there like, actually, line one more, but you're just always fucking ready to go, girl.
Well, I mean, that's my theater background.
Yeah.
I was like raised on the community theater stages. I've told this story before, but when I was 6 months old, my mom had to go back to work, and we couldn't really afford any kind of real daycare or anything.
Yeah.
So she was like, well, there's this theater down the street that's looking for a baby for their production of Fiddler on the Roof. She volunteered me to play this baby.
Work.
Because she knew, the substitute teacher that was always at my sister's school ran the children's theater program there. So she knew who she was. She's like, I know that he'll be safe and it's free. In fact, they'll give me gas money
to bring you because for rehearsals and stuff.
Yeah.
At 6 months old.
So I grew up center stage. That's what's really like the comfortable space for me, which is weird because outside, I think you know this about me, outside of performing, I'm really just like a very shy, quiet person.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
Very quiet, very to myself.
Yeah.
But when I'm in a spotlight, there's no stopping me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at 6 months old, so what? Your first line was, ah!
I don't think I was supposed to have any, but I'm sure I improv'd several.
I improv in the second scene of the show.
And just some jazz hands.
Well, I mean, you also started at the Fringe Festival in Orlando. Was like your first big
drag. My personal drag thing.
Now, before we could talk about that, would you ever do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, or have you done it?
I would love to. I haven't gotten the chance to.
Girl, Edinburgh Fringe is fun. I mean, it's like all these artists in Edinburgh, and you're performing every day, so it's like a lot. But I had a lot of fun doing the Fringe Festival.
That's kind of how Orlando's Fringe Festival is. It's one of the oldest, one of the biggest in the country. But it's this like almost 2 weeks long, and it's like it's this whole area of town. It's not just, it used to be like one theater complex. Now it like takes over this whole area of town. So you're driving around, going to walking, doing all these different shows.
Yeah.
I love it. And if there's anything better than good theater, it's bad theater. And the Orlando Fringe Festival is an unjuried festival.
Okay.
So all you do is
anyone,
if they get chosen in the lottery system, can pay to do a show. And boy, do they.
Girl. Well, that's what, I mean, I don't know how the Edinburgh is, I think maybe they're a little more selective there.
I think it's like an actual selection process.
But I saw some bad ones, girl. It's I feel like in Edinburgh, there was a lot of experimental. Like, I think my partner, my fiance, he went with me, and I didn't go to the show.
Which, P.S., congratulations.
I'm joining the Married Dolls.
I love that. I'm not wearing my ring right now just because I've lost so much weight it doesn't fit. There's no drama there.
Because you know somebody's going to be like, oh my God, Ginger didn't have her ring on. Oh, girl.
It'll probably be Bob, too.
You're a fucking auto saboteur, Bob. God.
I love her though. God.
Yeah, so there were like a lot of crazy shows. They're like one, I didn't go. It was one with there was involved urine and like a suicide pact thing. Like I was like, he explained to me it was like some wild shit in Edinburgh. Edinburgh gets crazy, girl.
Let me tell you, this show at the Orlando Fringe Festival, maybe like 5 years or so ago, it was a free ticket. So everybody's like, okay, well, there's free tickets. I'll go. I'm tired of spending money on everything.
Yeah.
And you come in and this guy's sitting there like on a chair. Someone else comes in and shoots him. You can't see who it is. And then they leave. And this guy just lays there dead for an hour.
No.
Nothing happens.
Gingervinge, no, girl.
Nothing. Not a single thing happens. And it was an experiment to see how long it would take people to either leave or start a conversation or decide if they want to try to figure out who done it and make up a story. So it was very interesting.
That is cool, though.
As a social like experiment to see how everybody was just like, okay, well, let's make up a backstory for why this happened.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, the audience had created the show themselves.
Okay, now that's cool. I do like hearing stuff like that. That sounds really cool.
It's cool, but it was also like, we all were in there. We all were like these other theater artists who are naturally just like, okay, well, let me be the center of attention for a minute. But what if you get like an audience full of people who don't want to talk?
Girl. Our audience of Dalton. Dalton is a very quiet, not nothing kind of person. That
is not true.
He speaks.
He speaks.
I love it.
Can I say one of my favorite memories of being in New York was when you and Jinx did exchange rate with me.
Yeah, I was just talking about this earlier.
Girl, it was such, because I mean, it's one of my favorite episodes of the, I go back and watch old episodes, one of my favorite episodes because just y'all's energy is so good. And the three of us together were just such a great episode. And I will always remember the episode. And Jinx knocking that fucking vape pen.
Oh, girl.
Hitting that guy in the eye in the front row. It was a calamity of errors. It was very dope.
I feel like every experience with Jinx kind of runs along the same lines.
Bitch.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing because you never know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to hurt somebody.
Girl. Well, y'all were doing Xanadu then.
Yes, the tour that never happened.
Yeah, what happened with that again? Why did it not happen?
They ran out of money. So what had happened was the company that produced it, RSC, I forget what the name of the company was. Their whole business model was getting money from like a cruise line to put together a show, and then that show would go to that cruise line and run in perpetuity.
Got it.
This was the first time they decided to produce something on their own.
Okay.
So they came up with what the budget was going to be. They paid all of us. They had the costumes made, the sets made, everything. Like everything was done. And then a week before we went on tour, they came to us and went, hey.
That's crazy,
So
girl.
basically, we didn't realize that once we spent the budget, that we would have to have more money to run the show. We thought that the ticket sales would just pay for it.
Girl.
But I was like, well, that doesn't, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
So they said the only option that we have is to just cut our losses and cancel the tour, which sucked because not just for Jinx and myself, that entire cast is some of the hardest working, most talented people I've ever met in my life. Wanted so badly to do this that they sacrificed everything and gave up 9 months of their lives. And immediately, like we had two girls in the cast that were sobbing, like inconsolable because they're like, I already sublet my apartment.
Yeah.
I don't have any family. I'm going to have to like move in with my sister in Kentucky or wherever until I can find a way to get back here to try to get back to work.
Yeah.
It was rough.
I mean, I will say, y'all were doing Xanadu. I mean, I don't know a lot about music theater.
It's not my favorite.
But Xanadu is not a great. I'm like, they should have did something else.
I didn't like Xanadu when I saw it on Broadway. I'm not a big fan of the movie. I love Olivia Newton-John, but don't love the movie. And didn't love the original Broadway production. But I will say the way that they restructured this when it was a smaller cast and Douglas Carter Bean rewrote it from the perspective of Jinx and Minj's character.
Okay.
So it was funnier, it was shtickier, but it also kind of made more sense.
Yeah.
And I think that people, if they had come to see this, if they had gotten the chance to see this one, I think they would have gone, oh, this is the definitive Xanadu. This is what it always should have been.
Got you. Okay. Your Mount Rushmore of music theater, Ginger Minj. What are the top, your Mount Rushmore of music theater, the 4 shows? Go.
The 4 shows. There are 3 for the top spot that I cannot, like, decide between. It's always Sweeney Todd, Little Shop of Horrors, and Gypsy. Okay. Because they're all so perfectly written that you can't cut a single line or a single song without destroying the integrity of the show. They're not my favorite to just sit through all the time because they can be done very poorly.
Yeah.
And
I just saw Audra and Gypsy. It was so fucking good.
I was I was talking about that earlier. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. I get distracted. So those 3 for sure. And then I think in the 4th spot, but probably Death Becomes Her. I am
so good.
I love it. I know everybody's like, you didn't say Wicked?
Oh, girl. I
love Wicked, but I love the movies. Act 2 of the Broadway show has always been kind of...
You're right.
So,
and Act 2 of the movie was kind of like...
I mean, I loved it. Of course, I loved it. And I thought the performances made up for it. And I thought that they fixed a lot of the story. But when you start with something as chaotic and uncohesive as Act 2 of Wicked, it's hard to really make it as good as Part 1. Especially when all of the amazing songs are in the first half.
The first one. Well, I will say my favorite number in the show is No Good Deed.
No Good Deed, yeah. But when you're thinking about Wicked, you think about Defying Gravity and Popular.
Yeah. Sure, fair.
And those are early, like those are done and gone.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. But that's why that knocks it out of my top 4 right there. But Audra and Gypsy.
Audra.
So
bitch.
She's my favorite Broadway performer of all times.
So
And
good.
I was always like, there's nothing she can't do until I saw her Gypsy.
Tell me.
I think her acting choices are unmatched. I think they're brilliant.
Uh-huh.
I don't like where it sits in her voice.
Yeah.
And I-
Mother.
Yeah, and I don't
Gotcha.
blame that on her. I
Yeah.
blame that on the musical director because this was being tailored for this incredible talent, and you couldn't take like a little extra time to just figure out where those keys set comfortably for her.
Mm.
Because I felt like like her Some People is phenomenal. Then you get to the ultimate
Yeah.
number. You get to Rose's turn, and she has to scream her way through it because they've raised the key so much and it's just not sitting well. So she's flipping from down here to up here so much.
It does happen often. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
it makes it a
Wow,
little
I've
grating.
never heard this nuanced take on that, Ginger Minj.
Well, okay, so this is only because I have my little web series that I do, which is called The Big Finish,
Uh-huh.
where we compare and contrast different Broadway performers singing big songs.
Uh-huh.
And we just did a revisit of Rose's turn.
Okay.
With her. So it's fresh in my mind today where I just remember like the best performance I've ever seen on a stage ever was her as Billie Holiday.
Oh, because she did like it was like a concert she did on Broadway.
No, it's a play. It's a scripted show.
Oh,
Yeah, and she played Billie Holiday and
I didn't know
just
that.
oh my God, from the moment she started to the time it ended, I was a mess. It was the most beautiful performance I've ever seen.
I have to say, born and raised in New York, lived in New York, just moved to LA 4 years ago, and I've only in the past 3 years discovered how much I like theater. And when I was living in New York, all these things happened and I never went to see anything. Now we live here in LA. I find myself flying to New York a lot to go and experience theater because I'm like, oh my God, like the first 32 years of my life, I just didn't care about this and it was right in my backyard.
Well, I mean, I'm such a theme park gay, but I wasn't growing up because I was, an hour and a half from Orlando.
Yeah.
So all of those things were in my backyard. We couldn't really afford it. So maybe I just reconciled with myself. You don't like it. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But it was always fairly accessible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I moved to New York City for 3 years that I every time I would come home, I'd end up going to the parks. I'm like, I love this. I love this so much. So now every time I get home, I'm like, all right, I'm going. I got to see Pluto and Mickey. I dated Pluto for a while. I did. Yeah. So
Wait, you lived in New York?
I did.
When did you live in New York?
Before I started drag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 2000. Wicked was like a year old.
Okay, 2005 or 6 or something like that.
5, 6. Yeah,
Got
somewhere
it,
around
okay.
there. Is when I
Okay.
moved there and I had my, big dreams of making it to Broadway.
Yeah.
And then I got there with I had sold my car, so I had $5,000 cash in a backpack.
Work.
No job.
Work.
No place to live.
Uh-huh.
No plan. I was like 18 years old,
Word.
freshly. And I was like,
But that's when you got to do it, though. You can't do that shit when
Yeah.
you're like 40-something years old. 18 is the right age.
yeah.
You're young and dumb, and that's the time to do it.
Well, and so I was like, I just got to find a job. I got to find a job.
And where did you work?
So-
Where did you live in New York City?
So I found this card. So I had applied for some places to live, and they were all like, girl, no.
Because New York is crazy. If you don't know, in New York, you have to show that you make X times the rent for like it's like the math they do to figure out if you can afford the apartment
Plus
is
credit. and
it's
like
ridiculous.
Everything.
It's so stupid.
and I
Anyway.
had none of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid.
Monét Talks.
You gotta love a shameless, sneaky promo because that's exactly what this is. A shameless, sneaky promo for my High Heels Bad Knees Comedy Store. Y'all, this spring and summer, I'm coming at you hard with my brand new full hour of original stand-up comedy material. I'm telling you right now, this is the funniest I have ever been on stage, okay? This show is wild. It's filthy. It's unhinged. It's inspirational. And it's aspirational if you're nasty, okay? I'm telling stories about birthing babies, about aging disgracefully, and about abolishing the TSA. Can I get an amen? I'm even telling the story about a certain queen who gave a blowjob for an hour and 20 minutes. And that story is not even comedy. That's just community service. So grab your heels, grab your Metamucil, and grab your icy hot because Monet is coming to town and my knees are barely making it, baby. Go to MonetXChange.com to get your tickets, and I can't wait to see you all there. Bye.
Monét Monét Talks.
I had stayed in a hostel.
The hostel sounds so scary to me.
It was scary.
Oof.
And after being there for like a week, the woman who ran like the front desk of it, she and I had become pretty friendly. And she said, I have somebody who lives in my building who works as not like a real estate person, but she helps to rent out rooms in other people's apartments.
Oh, okay.
And
Like sublet.
Kinda, yeah. But it's like one particular room.
Got it.
People's apartments.
Okay.
She said, so why don't you? And I had my friend Adrienne, who was my roommate at the time, roommate in no room. She's like, why don't you two come and stay with me for a couple of days? Because I don't like the fact that you're both here. Like, really bad shit happens here all the time. And it did. And she said, come and stay with me and we'll get this figured out. So this woman, out of the kindness of her heart, took us into her home and introduced us to this other woman who found us a room that we shared. It was a big room.
The two of y'all in one room?
The two of us in one room.
Work.
We had beds on separate sides and a little curtain down the middle. It was lovely.
How are y'all hooking up?
We weren't.
Okay.
We weren't. Because I'm going to tell you, what had happened next was that $5,000 went very quickly.
Yeah, girl, and of course, in New York City, it's gone, girl.
Yeah, so we had to find jobs, and we're looking, and nobody was hiring us because we're showing up, and we're like, I don't have much experience. But I went to...
I can wrestle a gator.
I went to Beauty and the Beast. I just happened to like be walking by the Lumpfontaine Theater, and I walked in and I said, I need a job. And the guy was like, okay, like doing what? It's like, I don't care. Anything. I want to work on Broadway. I have no job and I need money. So he took me, he said, if you give me a cigarette, I'll help you. I gave him a cigarette. We sat there, we smoked it, told him a little bit about myself. He took me department to department until he found the merchandising department. And they said, well, actually, yeah, we just lost 2 people. So we're looking to fill those spots. So I got all gussied up. And I went to my interview the next morning and I came bounding down those stairs and I said, well, hi, how are you? And he said, hi, my name is Keith. I said, hi, Keith, how you doing? And he said, where are you from? It's like, I'm from the South. He said, what part? We're in the South. I said, Florida. He said, Florida's not the South. I said, I'm from North Florida. The further north you go, the further south you actually are. And he thought my accent was so charming that he hired me on the spot. And I ended up like being their top seller for 3 years. I went from there to Lion King because my sales were so good. They were like, we want you to go be a team lead over here at the big one. Because I would just turn on the accent for those people.
But to say, it's like the people who are going to see Broadway shows and stuff, I'm sure it's probably so charming. You give them a little like, girl, yeah, you turn that on.
Little gay me, like teeny tiny little 18-year-old gay me with my little spiky hair and my rosy cheeks and my little glasses, just wearing my bell tiara, saying, hey, honey, don't you want one of these? I feel so good. You would too. You need one. You need the rose to go with it.
Mommy, can I have the rose to go with it too?
And then they go, no. Oh, if you buy I'm going to tell you what. If you buy this and the rose, I'm going to give you a signed picture of Christy Carlson Romano for free. Don't tell nobody.
Work. Wait, Christy Carlson Romano, she played the
She was Kim Possible and she was in Even Stevens.
Even Stevens.
Yeah.
Wait, she's a singer?
Yeah.
Ginger bitch, that was shady.
No, okay.
That was shady.
She actually has a really beautiful voice, but I think Belle, much like Audra McDonald singing Rose's Turn, I think it was a little outside of her range. So she would start performances on like Wednesday matinee, sounding great. But then by Friday night, when she would get to A Change in Me, which is a very hard song to sing anyway, she's just screaming. So by the weekend, she's lost her voice. And you've got all of these little girls. I mean, this is like at the height of Kim Possible, Even Stevens, like fever. So all these little girls are wearing their Christy Carlson Romano t-shirts and the tiaras. And even they're like, sometimes for some of the notes. And I didn't spend time with her. I didn't really know her, but I would just see her backstage, like in her feelings and kind of throwing a fit that she just wasn't delivering what she wanted to.
Yeah.
And always being like, just like, let me go. Like, just let me out. And they're like, hell no.
No,
we're sold out.
You took a gulp, you signed a scroll, and you going to do these damn performances. You know, that's the thing. I've been offered, like, well, not offered the roles, but to audition for certain roles. And I'm like, you know, I am a low baritone bass, right? I mean, so like if the role has to be very, very perfect for my voice, and some of them they always just sit. The majority of the roles for my voice type are just a little high.
Yeah,
I'm like, I could sing it sure a couple times, but doing 8 shows a week is just not sustainable for me. I'm going to do damage to myself. The audience is not going to have a good time. I'm going to embarrass myself on stage. I'm like, no, like it has to be just perfect with the role for me.
Well, and like coming after Jinx, who has played these roles brilliantly.
Yeah.
I always get asked to audition for the same roles.
No, girl, she's a high tenor.
But I'm like, no. I'm a second tenor, like verging on baritone.
Yeah.
And to have me sing that, you're not going to have the same results.
It's not. Yeah.
And it's not going to be sustainable for any of us. So, like, so why don't we look at this role? And they go, oh, I never thought about that.
Would you want to do a role out of drag on Broadway?
I would love to.
Any role. Yeah, in drag, out of drag.
In drag, out of drag. I love what Bob's doing right now with Moulin Rouge, with Harold Zidler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that she's playing this traditionally male-presenting role in, like, full drag.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible.
That is dope.
And, I mean, if I could pick any role right now, I want to be Madame Morrible.
Ooh,
and Wicked.
that would be
because
dope.
that role screams drag.
Yes.
Like, I didn't understand years ago why we didn't have Harvey Fierstein, like, at the height of his, like, I'm back on Broadway and I'm playing everything.
Yeah.
Just having him go, this wicked witch.
Honestly, I'd be so cut if Harvey was
right. But please cast me. If you're watching this and you want to cast a drag queen, please cast me, and then Harvey can do it later.
I can see that. That'd be dope.
I would love to do that.
That'd be great. Okay, Ginger Minj, what is this beef with you and Bob?
Is it beef if it's one-sided?
Bob just has this, and again, obviously Bob is my best friend.
Yeah.
Me and him have never, but I guess we've never really discussed this about you. So I just, because it always just glazes over my head. Also, I've seen it in like other interviews, not necessarily when him and I are talking, because you and I are friends.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why, like, what is this beef Bob has with you? It seems so strange.
It seems strange to me too, simply because, like, I mean, you've seen it. When I'm with Bob in person, it's
great.
Totally different.
Yeah,
like,
we've toured together, all three of
girl,
us.
I miss you. It's good to see you. Like, and I'm such a fan of Bob anyway.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I think it seems like a joke to me, so I laugh about it. I know that
99.9% of everything out of his mouth is a joke. It is all a joke.
But I know Bob.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I take it that way.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes I should take it a little more seriously because the fans certainly do.
Well, that's the thing. The fans get really wrapped up.
They get riled.
Bob versus Ginger. They hate each other. Well, Ginger's, and then they do all these like speculative journalism things.
It's just
pop up on Twitter. I'm like,
wild. It's wild to me. And then, like, I get tagged in all of these things, of course, when Bob says something.
Yeah.
And there are, like, what really clicked in my head was this story that Bob told. I don't even remember which one it is, but it was one that was, like, so completely untrue, out of left field that
Bob said?
Yeah, that I went, oh, this is a bit.
Got it.
Oh, this is a bit. Okay. And that's when I was like, oh, okay. And now I feel like I'm in
Wait,
on the
which
joke.
one? Because I want to...
I'm trying to remember what it was. There have been many. I'm going to tell you, like, out of all of the things that Bob has, all the anecdotes that Bob has said, most of them are not true. I know that he said that after he posted the video with him and Naomi, the very first one that kind of kicked everything off, about the wig.
The wig. Oh, the wig that Naomi got from you.
Naomi had loaned me a wig.
A bone straight wig.
That I destroyed.
You teased it into
and gave
an afro
back.
And gave back.
Okay, so that was the first thing that happened. And I woke up one morning and my notifications were through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to click through and I'm like, wait, Bob? Naomi? I don't even know Naomi. What is going on? So I text Bob and I'm like, hey, I haven't even watched the video yet, but like, girl, what is happening? And he goes, oh, it's just an anecdote. It's just a story. We were just telling a story.
Okay, got it.
And I said, oh, okay. I said, I don't remember ever working with Naomi. I don't know her. I know I used to be a blackout drunk. I know that, and I will admit it to you. I've been sober for 3 years, working on that side of myself, and I'm also, making amends for things that I've done in the past. So I had reached out to Bob and said, I don't recall this ever happening, but I don't know Naomi. So if you could please forward my contact information to her, have her reach out to me. If something did happen, I would love to make it right.
To make it right for her.
And she just goes, oh, okay, girl, it's not that serious. It's fine, but I'll send her your number. That was the end of the conversation.
Got it.
So then I don't think anything about it. I work with Naomi in Vegas. We have a great time. Everything's fine. And then I saw, I got tagged in another clip where Bob is saying, we posted that video and Ginger Minj texted me and read me for filth.
Did he?
Said all of this shit. And I was like, give me my phone. So my husband hands me my phone and I scroll back through our text messages. Nope, it was exactly what I said it was. And the last 3 messages were like, happy birthday, bitch. Thank you so much. Love you. It's like, okay, all right.
Lordy. I just think you and Bob need to have a podcast episode. I don't know. It'd be great to see y'all talk.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. And the thing about it is, like, at the end of the day, I'm such a fan of Bob.
He's my
I think
favorite
Bob is
director, and I
just
love
a
him so much.
brilliant mind.
He is.
So if I can take up that much free space in that brilliant mind, I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, talk about taking space, girl. You went on Drag Race this year. You did your big one. And, I mean, you are the crowned queen. You are the current reigning, well, they say current framing, because I guess, allegedly, us All-Stars, we don't reign, we just frame.
We frame.
So we're in the current framing.
But it lasts forever.
Lasts forever, right?
A picture
These
lasts
bitches
forever.
Get a season. We get forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still want, this is my dream. I want all of the All-Stars winners. We need to, maybe I will set this up. Maybe here at PG somewhere where we all are, where someone takes a picture of us on a green screen and I want a picture of us in frames, but we're all like talking to each other, like just hanging out.
That'd be sick.
Right? I feel like that'd be so cool. I want to do that to the All-Stars winners, but to coordinate that with all these bitches.
Honestly, if World of Wonder is watching this right now, that would be the most sickening promo for a new season.
Girl, all of us in the frame, like...
All of it's talking about, who's coming?
Yeah.
Who's coming? I can't turn my head.
Yeah, where's she going to fit? And I'm like, Trinity, move. Me and her sharing a frame together. Like, that could be really...
That'd be cute.
I know. But I think this year, there was so much backlash from the fans. And not backlash, but like people were saying, oh, this season was rigged for her, blah, 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 blah. What are your thoughts about that and how, and people saying that?
Well, Bob was leading a lot of that. So honestly, I mean, I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I really don't. The most disappointing part was when some of our sisters came out and decided to start saying things that they knew were not true or accurate. And
who are in the current season? The
current season, or like Roxy. I grew up doing drag with Roxy. We've known each other forever.
Yeah.
We started in pageants together.
Yeah.
I stood beside her when she was crowned Miss Continental Plus.
Oh, word.
Like there's deep roots there. And she came out, she knows that, you know, I do have Puerto Rican heritage. I don't live in that world because I wasn't raised in it. It was a distant part of my family. So I would never want to feel like I was appropriating anything because it's not how I was raised.
Yeah.
But I've also never hidden the fact that, you know, I am a quarter Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And she knew that. So for her to go at Roscoe's, where I had already been a punching bag every single week of this season, even when I wasn't in the current episode, I would somehow come back around to me. And for her to like take it right after the moment I was crowned publicly to say like, do we need to wait for the
No.
airplanes?
These are good
these are good mics.
These are good vibes,
Okay.
girl. Kelly Manson got the shitty ones over there.
But like right at the end of my first crowning moment, my first moments in the world as a winner, somebody who I've supported for so long to come out and say something like, no offense, you were great, but it's time we crown a Latin winner. And it was like, yes, I don't necessarily live in that world. That's not where my drag is based. But you know, like, that doesn't make me any less of who I am. And in fact, it just boils it down to the fact that you don't care who wins as long as they fit a demographic. And it just like struck me as really like a slap in the face on many levels.
Well, I didn't know that you and Roxy went back there. I didn't know y'all had such a long relationship.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah. I mean, Orlando is a very diverse drag scene, but it's
Yeah.
a very small drag scene.
Gotcha.
And those of us who have been in it for a minute, like we all know each other. We all grew up doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
So it did really kind of hurt to have somebody who I really felt like was in my corner when I felt like a lot of people were not
Yeah.
publicly come out. And it felt like, oh, this is for a reaction.
Yeah.
This is for views and clicks. And while I expect that from a lot of people, I didn't expect it from like my sister.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole part about the thing that really like was crazy to me. I'm like, Drag Race is crazy, but because I don't think that for anyone, not for you, not for anyone who's won, that they are making challenges specifically for one person. Like,
No.
and again, y'all, I have talked about the ways of Drag Race and World of Wonder crazy. That I think would be like that would be next level. They were like, if they called someone before the season, were like, hey, it's gonna be this challenge, this challenge, this challenge. You got it? Okay, this is the recording line that the phone's gonna blow up in 60 seconds. Like, to me, that would be what that would be if they like. I just don't see Drag Race ever doing that.
No.
Because what if you went and said something about it? It'll blow up the whole thing.
Here is how I have always pictured that. And maybe it's because I've always been, like, I try to be an optimistic person, but I've been knocked down so much in my life. I really do see the glass as half empty most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to prepare myself for, like, somebody yanking the carpet out from under me. And I knew going back in, people are already going to be mad because I'm back. I'm the only queen who's ever been brought back for a fourth time on the American seasons. And people are already divisive on me either way. And if I don't just absolutely nail everything, it doesn't matter what I do or how it shakes out. People are going to be angry. So I already went into that. And when I saw like what the breakdown of looks were, or when we got there and they're telling us what the challenges are, it felt like a setup, but it felt like a setup against me. It felt like, okay, we're going to do this wicked design challenge, but you've got to tell a story. You've got to choreograph it. You've got to perform it. We're going to do this music challenge, but it's going to be country western, because if you fuck this up, then you have no business being here.
So what you're saying, like, because it's wicked and country western things that you do, if you don't nail it, it'll be like,
or the dog improv challenge, the Golden Bachelor. It felt like these things were assumed to be in my wheelhouse so much that unless I really fucking nailed it, I wasn't going to get any credit for it.
Interesting, yeah.
From the fans or RuPaul or the judges or the producers or anybody.
Gotcha.
It really, I felt going into it like they're trying to get me.
Gotcha.
They're trying to get me.
Yeah. And I mean, and I said, you're saying also this being your fourth time, you're like, so if things didn't go, like if you didn't win this time, would you win back for a fifth time, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'll tell you right now, if they asked me to come back again, I would go back again.
Would you really?
I fucking love Drag Race. It's my favorite show.
I love Drag Race too, but girl, let me tell you something. The show stresses me out.
It stresses me out. No, the show, when it airs, it stresses me out. But being in that space, it really feels like a very creative, safe space for the most part. Like, I mean, there's drama and there's shenanigans and shit happens and you're tired and you're hungry. But you also, well, at least I've never felt more creative than I do in those four walls.
Wow.
And to have that, like, recognized, good or bad.
Yeah.
I always feel like I grow the most there. And Drag Race is also plopped into my life in the times where I needed it the most, personally. Like season 7, I had done Miss Continental Plus 6 years in a row. Typically, pageant girl.
6 years in a row.
6 years in a row. I was in the top 3.
Money.
Usually I was first runner up.
Gotcha.
And I was spending all this money that I didn't have. And I just knew, we always say in the pageants, this is my year. This is my year, girl. And I just knew it was going to be my year. I had met Jujubee. We were both being honored by the Gay and Lesbian Youth Center of Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
We had never met before, but we got to spend the weekend together doing like workshops with the kids. We did a show for them. We did a talk back, all these things. And at the end of the weekend, we were just hanging out and she goes, why haven't you been on the show? What show? Drag Race. I'm like, oh, girl, because they don't want me. Like, I'm just not that. I'm a pageant girl.
Mhm.
I'm a pageant girl. I've done it. This is going to be my 6th time. It's my year. I'm going to win. I'm focused on it, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, I think you're going to be on the show. She said, they need you and you need them. I didn't think about this. I didn't really talk to her much after that for a while. Went back to Continental Plus. Did not get first runner-up. I got second runner-up. And I was like, okay, I'm not angry, but I'm stagnant and I need to change something. And I didn't know what that was, but Juju B kept like playing in my head. And then randomly, I got a phone call from World of Wonder.
Oh, wow. They called you.
They called me and they said, hi, is this Ginger Minj? Juju B will not stop blowing us up about you.
Oh, wow.
Emails, text messages, phone calls.
What a sister.
Yeah, she was like, he said, I don't know if you're interested in the show. She said that you weren't, but I figured we might as well reach out and see if you're interested in auditioning. And I said, okay, well, this is a Monday. When is the deadline? He said Wednesday. Okay, well, I've never filmed an audition for anything. Yeah. What is it? And he sent me the thing, and I'm looking over on the phone with him going, I can't do that. I physically cannot do this. Like, can you just pick a couple things? He goes, well, just make sure you nail this, 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 and this, and then everything else, you like just kind of fake your way through, send it over. We'll see what happens. Knocked it all out in a day. It was awful. I mean, it's atrocious. Sent it in with the mindset like, this is not going to happen, but get on their radar and the next year really try.
Yeah.
Because during that process, once you're like got your mindset, you're like, oh, fuck, I want this.
Oh, yeah,
now.
girl. Yeah, I have on my YouTube channel, I watch my old drag tape audition tapes. I did season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I was horrible, but I was like, bitch, I want this so bad.
Yeah.
I can beat all the, you know what I mean? That's where your mind goes.
Yeah. And you're like, if I can just get in the room in front of RuPaul, I can dance around and convince her that I'm it, you know? And I was like, so just send it off and next year we'll do it. Immediately got a phone call. Hey, we want to set you up for a psych eval. I said, why was the audition tape that bad? Like, well, yes, it was. But also, this is just the next step in the program. And I said, how many steps? Are there 12? Because most programs I recommended have 12. He goes, ha, Juju was right. You're very funny. All right. And so I did that. And the next thing I know, like, I'm cast.
Wow.
And this was the second time they did the CoverGirls album, which was also the last time they did the CoverGirls album. So before we even walked into the workroom and met each other, we individually had to go to the studio and record those songs with Ru.
Oh, wow.
So I'm there and I'm recording the song. I'm nervous as fuck. Cause, like,
what song did you have?
I had Let the Music Play. And which I loved. It was fine. Yeah. And it wasn't even on the list of songs to learn. But they came up to me and they're like, Ru wants you to sing this one because she knows you can actually sing. Like,
I want to say, on your season, who else? There was, I guess, Trixie can sing. You and Trixie are the only ones. That's it.
And Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, Kennedy
Yeah,
sings.
she could sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so people can hold a tune.
Yeah.
But she was like, they said she knows you can, like, really sing, so she wants you to do this song. So I did it, and she's complimentary, and then she comes over into the studio when we're done. She goes, I've been waiting to talk to you.
RuPaul?
Yeah. She said, do you know why you got cast? I said, actually, I have been wondering. She goes, bitch, your audition was awful. I just started laughing in my face. She said, you're standing there in front of this pool with these cheap-ass IKEA curtains, and you're flinging these cheap chicken feather sleeves around. You knock the curtains down. The chair goes in the pool. The whole world is falling down around you, and you keep going.
Word.
She said, and that is a star. When the world is falling down around you, you got to keep going. And it clicked in my head. Now I was like, oh, this is theater. This is theater right here. Okay. So no matter what happens, roll with the punches and you'll be okay. And now when the girl, you know, they always reach out to us, whether we know them or not.
Yeah.
Can you watch my audition video?
Yes.
I'm going to go in. What should I do? What advice do you have? My advice is don't try. Like, give them yourself. Give them your true self. But don't, like, invest in editors and slick product. They don't care about that because then you end up looking like every other video. Do a video where you're knocking shit in the pool and things are falling down and you look a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Because you filmed it all in your neighbor's backyard while they were at work on a flip phone. Like, if the talent is there, you can just let that shine through.
Yeah. Which season of Drag Race of the four you did do you think was like, yes, you won All-Star Sim, is there one that you thought that you did like an even better job, like as a as an artist, as Ginger Minj, you were like, I am so super proud of what I did on this season. Like, I've shown the best.
No, I think the All Stars 10 was like peak Ginger Minj because you see me. Well, we'll talk about this in a second. I will say All Star 6 is my favorite season I've done.
Okay.
I'm still close with most of those girls. It came in the middle of COVID, so none of us had been out of the house.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Like it was just like it was so life saving in that moment. But the reason I decided to go back to All Stars 10 because I had gotten calls to do other projects with them after All Star 6, and I just didn't feel like it slotted into my life at the right time. And it was also one of those things like, why would I go back? I feel like I've done everything I could do. And then I got COVID, which turned into pneumonia.
Okay.
And I was in the hospital for weeks, and I wasn't getting better. I felt like I was dying. I'm 5'3.5". I was 360 pounds. So I was as wide as I was tall. My health was just so bad. I was pre-diabetic. Blood pressure was off the charts. Horrible sleep apnea. And for those of you who don't understand how bad sleep apnea can be, it's not just about snoring. It's like you literally stop breathing.
Wow.
And add that on top of the pneumonia. Like I just thought I was going to die.
Wow.
And I just laid in that hospital bed for weeks. And I felt like this is it. This is it. Just prepare yourself. Nothing to look forward to. And I got a phone call from that same producer. I was like, hey, hear you're not doing so great. Just calling to check in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you think you might feel better in a I laughed so fucking hard, so hard. And they laughed too. And once we stopped, I was like, what is this about? We want to invite you to do the Tournament of All-Stars. I said, what the fuck is that?
Right.
He's like, well, it's like a pageant. You know, like you go back to pageants time after time until you win. And much like a pageant, you have to qualify in a preliminary pageant or round before you go to the finals. And that's what this is. It's Drag Race catching up to pageant history by throwing back. And I'm like, okay, I like the sound of that. I'm a pageant girl. And he said, the best part is 2 weeks this year. And if you make it to finals, 2 weeks next year.
Honestly, yeah, that part is sickening.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I love All Stars 10, and I feel like it's my best work simply because you see me in my first episode at my worst health ever.
Wow.
At like literally at death's door.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the season, you see me become the best version of myself.
Yeah.
And it's not just the weight loss. People are like, oh my God, she just wanted to be skinny so she could win the crown. I never cared about being skinny. I've enjoyed being a plus size girl. I think plus size people are just so beautiful, and I loved being like a representative for our community.
Yeah.
But I also am off of all of my blood pressure medication. I'm no longer pre-diabetic.
Work. I love that.
I have no sleep apnea.
Yeah.
My mental health is so great. Like if I had one any other time, I don't think mentally I would have been in the place to receive it.
Yeah.
So I think like everything just aligned. And even my story producer, when we went back for semifinals, was in the room with me and was just like, you seem like a different person, and not just like physically, like you just seem enlightened and elevated, and everything, your aura is just glowing.
Yeah.
And I felt it in that time, and I went, well, if I'm ever going to win, it's going to be now.
Well,
Because the timing is right.
Well, I can also imagine seeing yourself how you were before All Stars 10 and realizing, like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I could have died, and having doing the first thing of All Stars, doing so great. You like maybe gave like a little more, not something to live for, but you were like,
Yeah.
it felt.
Well, the whole reason I said yes to All Stars 10 was because it was the first time I laughed, was that phone call, and smiled. And then immediately my obsessive brain just starts going, all right, let's think about an entrance look. Oh, let's think about talent.
Yeah.
Let's think about a snatch game. And the next thing you know, like a week later, I'm on my way to being completely healed because I'm so distracted that I'm not dwelling in like the sorrow and the drama and the trauma and all of that. I'm just thinking about like what's next.
Yeah.
And that's why I went back. And like anybody out there can have any opinion of me going back, or me as a person or a performer, or anything that they want. But at the end of the day, I did it to save my life, and it did.
Yeah.
And because I was probably the most authentic version of myself I've ever been, I won. I won.
Dope. Yes, James. Now she's in the Hall of Frames, honey.
Yes.
Ginger, do you still stand by your All-Star 6 entrance look? The Toad
Yes.
look. You still stand by that look, Ginger Man?
I stand by, but you don't know the whole story behind it.
What?
So originally,
Someone put a gun to your head so you to wear it?
No. Originally, that was created. I thought we were going to have a stand-up comedy challenge.
Uh-huh.
So because my fashion has always been such a bone of contention with people, with the fan base, and they always cling to the glamour toad thing, which honestly, I went into season 7 with all of these things I thought were going to be catchphrases, and it turned out to be the stuff that I don't even remember saying, like glamour toad, that has stuck with people even to this day. So I was like, well, let me try to come up with a stand-up comedy set where it's about bad fashion and a glamour toad and finding like the pretty in the ugly. And so I had a different entrance look. The producers came in, of course, they're going through everything, and they didn't approve my entrance look for whatever reason. And they were going through things. They were like, well, what about this one? This makes a statement. I was like, well, yeah, but I kind of want it for a stand-up comedy challenge. They go, well, there isn't one this season. I went, okay. So with their nudging, I did. I mean, I take full responsibility for wearing. I'm not saying they made me do it. Yeah. But it still was for the same reason, like kind of owning the bad fashion thing, starting at like base level so it could only go up from there, and really making the statement about like there is beauty in ugliness. Yeah. I mean, that's why I did it again for me. It wasn't for anybody else. And when you think about All-Star 6 entrances, who else do you think of?
Fair point.
Like, it made a statement. And maybe not the one you wanted, but it made a statement.
So, I'm so sad that I missed Hocus Pocus this year.
I am too.
So I was supposed to be there, and then I didn't realize that PG put in my calendar. They didn't tell me. And then I literally the day of the show, I just flew back in from, I think I was in Denver or something, and I flew back in, and I literally like 7 o'clock, I just happened to open my Google calendar. It was like, Ginger Minj. I was like, fuck, I just couldn't make it in time. So I'm so upset. But it seemed to be a super successful tour. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and it was fierce.
The videos went viral, like not even ones that we posted. Things other people that came to the show were posting were getting millions of views. And then all of a sudden, like our ticket sales are skyrocketing, and people are just like clamoring for this show. I did it 2 years prior.
With who?
With my best friend Gidget played Mary, she did all the costumes for the show. So she traveled with us this year as our costumer. She's brilliant. She's just so fucking good. And then Mr. and Miss Adrian had played, who is Mikey Meeks' mom.
Oh, really?
For the new season.
Oh, fierce.
She had played Sarah. But this year we went into it and we went, okay, let's make it bigger and better. Let's bring in some more Drag Race girls. I've been a huge fan of Landon since he won Dragula. And
Landon, cider, a skikadud. I forgot the line.
But so I was like, I'm creating this role just for him. And if he says no, then this role is going away.
Oh, wow. Billy.
Yeah. And they were like, well, no, we have to find a Billy, because originally Landon was like, I don't think I can do it. It's too much time away from my wife and my dogs and my tattoo business. And I was like, okay, can I talk to your wife and your dogs and your tattoo clients? I really need you to do this. I've created it just for you. I'll give you whatever you need to do it. And luckily he worked it out and could do it. And the four of us had the best time. And being with Juju, I mean, first of all, Juju and I, of course, like it's her fault I was in this position in the first place. And then Saphira, who approach things from two completely different standpoints. You've got Juju B, who likes everything to be by the book, rehearsed, and locked before you even start performances. And then you've got Saphira, who I don't think even read the script until halfway through the tour. And then me in the middle trying to like pull it all together for those first couple shows, because I wrote it, I directed it. It was like, luckily I knew it enough that I'd be like, okay, whatever you say, you and I are going to go over this way. But then you could see how they affected each other. So Saphira would start cracking down and really committing to bits night after night. And then you'd see Juju like halfway through the tour to the end, she would start improvising things, and then she would look at me and go, Like, do you approve? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, just fucking do it.
Juju, I loved working with Jujubee. Jujubee is one of my favorite. She's such a great actress and she's so funny and she's just so working with Jujubee is always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Always a good time.
And you know where you stand with Jujubee no matter what. Because she's moodier than most people I know.
Uh-huh.
But she will walk into the rehearsal or to sound check and go, all right, I know somebody's going to piss me off. So give me a minute. We were at sound check like a week into the tour and she comes up to me and she puts her arms on me and she goes, I always thought you were beautiful. Even when you were fat. Then she got so mad because we both started Hocus Pocus as a size 12. And by the time we got to filming Stop That Train, I was a size 10 and she was a 14.
Word.
And she was like, you fucking bitch.
Legit. So the goals, big goals for next year. Madame Horrible.
Madame Horrible.
We're going to speak it and claim it. And I know there are some faggot.
Madame Horrible, flip it upside down. Winner, winner.
So Madame Horrible, what other big projects are we doing next year?
Hocus Pocus is going to come back. It's going to be even bigger and better than this year. We're attempting to double the tour.
I want to play Factory Binks. Can it be Factory Binks?
Minj feline. Sure, whatever you want, sister. We'll get it in there. So yeah, Hocus Pocus Live will be back. Stop That Train comes out
Stop That Train, May 29th. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those girls that when this was announced, even though I was signed on to be a part of it, I was having done The Bitch Who Stole Christmas. I was like, I'm not gonna put too much stock into it because like. You don't know how it's going to turn. You don't know if it's going to be cheap. You don't know how it's going to play. And as much as I love Bitch Who Stole Christmas, I still watch it every year because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's not good. This is good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like the writing is smart. Adam Shankman as a director is
love Adam.
Just fucking brilliant.
Love Adam.
Brilliant. And even outside of the Drag Race like universe, all of the other stars are like the celebrities are
so many. So y'all,
so many.
It's like 35 celebrity cameos. Like,
and they all bring it.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, I wasn't
funny.
there, but yeah,
I was.
Yeah, you
day in, day out.
Damn.
And it just we were there so much. We really didn't have any days off.
Gaggy.
Juju and I are in every scene.
Yeah.
And so like we would get up at 4 a.m, be in the makeup chair at 5, and then probably get home like around 7:30 to 10 o'clock, anywhere in that time frame, and then do it 7 days a week. Because it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, fast.
But it never felt like work.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
That's when I see these like movies that took like 9 months to film. I'm like, damn, what the fuck we got on for 9 months? I was like, people can get other feature film, 2-hour feature films done in like 60 days. What are y'all doing for 9 months? It takes so long.
Well, I mean, even Wicked, they filmed both parts back to back, and it took them years to do it. I mean, that's a big project.
Sure, yes.
I mean, we were on a train, and they were everywhere. But still, it's like, gosh, like, can you just knock it out?
You know what I'm saying? Jen,
we need the threequel. You're like, come on, knock it out, quick.
Well, apparently they're writing a Glenda movie.
Yeah, I heard they're doing a third movie, but they haven't really given just too much.
Oh, sorry, no. The guy who wrote...
Gregory Maguire's doing a Young Glinda book.
Yes, that's
he
what it
did
is.
the Elfie origin story this year.
Oh.
Which, it's good. I've read all the books. They're very different from the Broadway show. They're very dark.
Got it, yeah.
Very dark.
Yeah.
Lots of sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lots of sex with animals.
Ooh, sex with animals?
It's crazy.
Ooh,
it's a little bit crazy.
Okay. I sex with animals. I think about that video from back in the day, the one where that guy gets fucked by the horse. Mr. Hands.
Oh!
Yeah. Don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
Don't say I said anything.
Don't look it up. Well, now that you've said this and they're listening to it, it's just going to appear.
It's going to be the search bar. Mr. Hands video. Ginger Bitch, thank you so much for coming by here, girl. Listen, congratulations, sister, on all of your success. You fucking deserve it. And I want to come see you in something soon. I feel like I haven't seen you perform in so long.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I love watching you perform because you are a very talented ass bitch.
Well, and I was saying this earlier in a different podcast. It was like, Monet is one of my all-time favorite people and performers. Like, just both sides of you I love so much. So I'm
you.
really happy to be here.
And y'all know this is Ginger Minj. Make sure you look out for Hocus Pocus next year, because I'm going. And I don't want Pete Fiji. Don't get my ticket. I hate when, like, this is no shade to other girls out there, but I like to just support other sisters. I'm like,
I do that too.
The ticket is $45. I can buy a $45, $50, $75 ticket. Like, I don't need a free thing. Like, I want to support the other girls because, you know, then they pay it back when you have a show. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Like, I'm like,
I mean, it's all recycled money at the end of the day, but
support a
it's
sister.
also like that step of like really showing your support.
Exactly. Not just you're not just your agent or your manager or your publicist giving you a ticket to go see the show.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. Well, Ginge, I am gonna cross on my extremities that you get Miss Madam Warble. And I'm sure I'll see you around, girl.
I'll see you around.
Love you, Ginge.
I love you too.
And thank you guys for
And I love you, Bob. Accept my love, damn it.
And thank you all for watching this episode of Monét Talks. We'll see you next time for our next guest on the couch. Peace.
Monét Talks.